All right, just ready to get started?
Yep, go for it.
Awesome. All right, so hi everybody. How are you all today? Hopefully it is nice and sunshiny where you are, because right now it just started raining up here in Fredericksburg. So I'm kind of hoping that kind of pushes out of the way by this afternoon. I'd like to get outside for a little bit and get some sunshine. My name is Ashley Shepard. I am the athletic trainer for recreational sports here at VCU, and welcome to Back Friendly full body strengthening that you can do right in your own home. So today, like I said, if you weren't able to get that information before, I'm just going to repeat myself. Some options today are going to be a little bit easier. Some are going to be a little bit harder. I'm going to show you these options based on what you feel like your body needs for this moment right here, right now, today. So one option, nice sturdy chair if you have nearby, preferably one that doesn't have wheels on it. You can have nearby for a little bit of the easier options. For the harder options, if you have one, if not two little dish towels, little rags that you're not utilizing right now, that's for the little bit harder options that we're going to be utilizing. If you don't have hardwood floors or anything like that near you, don't panic. Socks on carpet is going to give you the exact same results, and it's going to get you that nice little bit harder workout that we're going to be doing today. Everything is back friendly this afternoon, so we're going to go through a few things that you can work on. A lot of people have back issues due to multiple different reasons, so we're going to go through a few of these. We're going to work on our core, a little bit of upper body and lower body today. We're going to separate it into different sections. All right, throughout this section today, if you have any questions, we're going to go through the chat at the end of class, and we have about 5 minutes worth of activity there. So if you have any questions, feel free to shout them out, and we will absolutely help you as best as we can. All right, so I hope everybody's excited. We're going to get started with some stretching. So the first thing we are going to do is we want to open the shoulders up a little bit, because right now, especially if you're teleworking, everything's kind of compressed and bringing us forward. So we want to open ourselves up with some chest expansion. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands behind our back. If you can, interlock your fingers. If not, just leave them right by your side. And just opening the chest up and holding that stretch behind you for about 30 seconds. I'm going to set my timer. Ready? And go. So 30 seconds worth of chest openers. This one is a great stretch, especially if you've been on the computer all day, or if you just need to feel like you need some chest expansion. Great low impact exercise, does not affect the lower back at all. Good, so we've got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, release. Now that we got our chest opened up, now we're going to do some chest expansion and contraction. So we're going to work one on top of the other. Chest expansion, similar to what we just did, we're going to open up the chest. Contraction, we're going to close ourselves off, round the shoulders, and go forward. All right, so we're going to do about 30 seconds worth, just alternating whenever you feel like you need a change. Ready? And go. So expansion and contraction. Nice way to loosen up the shoulders, the upper back, and just kind of loosen yourself up, almost like you're giving yourself a nice little breather. Perfect, about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, relax. Now we're going to do a lunge stretch. Lunge stretch is going to work our hip flexors and the upper portion of our quads. So a standard lunge stretch, we're going to go to the side, lunge it out, and lean forward. If this is a little too much pressure on the lower spine, don't panic. Remember that chair we brought out before? You're going to utilize that chair sitting on the corner. Same exact thing, lower impact on the back. So whichever option works for you, go with that today. All right, so 30 seconds on each side. Ready? And go. Stretch it out. This is a great way to stretch out your hip flexors. Hip flexors are one of the main key muscles in that core that help control the way your body kind of reacts to everything. So stretching out the hip flexors is really important and essential. Good. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, switch it out. Whichever option works for you. And go. Same thing, lunge stretch. Sometimes you'll notice one side is a little bit tighter than the other. If you need to utilize that chair option, please do. Good, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, good, shake it out. Now what we're gonna do, we stretch the front side of our body. We're gonna stretch the side of our body now with a lateral stretch. So you can utilize your chair if you need to for a little bit more stability, but we're gonna start with our left hand, reaching it up towards the ceiling and just reaching almost as if you were reaching the top of your cabinet, refrigerator, what have you. So 30 seconds and go, stretch it out. This is a great way to stretch out the outside of your body, mainly your obliques, and it gives you nice stretch throughout the entire left side of your body. Very low impact on the lower back as well. Good, 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna switch sides. Three, 2, 1, switch it out, shake it out. Right side goes up towards the ceiling. Ready, and go, 30 seconds. This is a great way, especially if you're in a seated position, if you've been rounding yourself forward, it's a great way to open up the chest as well as stretch out the sides of your body. Good, 10 more seconds. After this, we're gonna get started on the lower portion of our body. So I got a couple great variations for y'all. Kind of excited to share it with you today. 3, 2, 1, good, shake it out. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to move on to mini squats. Mini squats is a great way to introduce squatting to your body, especially if you haven't done them in a while. Option to use the chair just for a little bit of support, especially if you're unsure of where your body's comfortable being. So mini squats is not going to that 90-degree angle like a normal squat is. Mini squats is going to about a 45-degree angle, so just like how my knees are here, making sure the shoulders are back and down and rising up, never hyperextending the knee. So always making sure we're nice in control. We're gonna do 10 of those, and then we're gonna move on to full squats, option to maintain with that mini squat. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, good, keep it up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it down to full squats or option to maintain that mini squat. 2, 3, 4, good, keep it up, make sure we're breathing. 5, 6, 7, beautiful. Make sure that back stays nice and flat. 8, 9, and 10. Good, shake it out. Now we're gonna work on mini lunges. We stretched out that hip flexor. We're gonna utilize it today as well. So mini lunges, similar to the mini squats, we're not gonna go down to that 90-degree angle just yet. We're gonna go down to about a 45-degree angle, shoulders back and down the entire time. All right, so mini lunges, not going completely out like a normal lunge, getting that stance a little bit closer. All right, so down to about a 45-degree angle, coming back up, never hyperextending that knee. All right, so we're gonna do 5 of these, each side. Ready? Right side out first, left side back, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Same thing, but that left side's going forward, right side's kicking back. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Keeping up with that right leg forward again. Now we're going to transition to full lunges. Option to go stay in with the mini lunges. So kicking out just a little bit further, full lunges. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Switch it up. Left side forward, right side back. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, and 5. Beautiful. Shake it out. Now we're going to move on to defensive slides and monster walks. These are a great way to open up your hips and work your abductors, these muscles on the side of your legs. So find about 5 feet worth of space in your house. Can be a little bit less depending on space. We're going to do defensive slides first, which is just getting a little bit deeper, almost like that mini squat, and going exaggerated crab walk. Shoulders back and down the entire time. About 5 feet, and then we're going to come back, make sure we're keeping facing the same direction the entire time. Ready? And go. Making sure to nice exaggerated steps. Once we get that 5 feet, we're coming back. Beautiful. Great way to work the core. Option here. Remember those towels I talked about earlier? Throwing down makes it a little bit more challenging. So you're going to slide and drag that towel now. Option to always stick with the original without the towels. So whenever you're ready, getting into that position, drag it out. Good. Once you get 5 feet, drag it back. Beautiful. All right, monster walk time. Similar concept, except now we're gonna go towards the front and to the side, almost like we were trying to avoid something down on the floor. Making sure our knees are bent the entire time, shoulders are all the way back, and we're taking exaggerated steps, about 5 feet, and then whenever we come back, we're actually gonna step backwards, okay? So this time going forwards, on the back swing, we're gonna go backwards. Ready? And go, about 5 feet. Good, once we get 5 feet, backwards. Exaggerated walking the whole time, making sure we're breathing. Beautiful. Option to throw in towels with it, or option to stick with the original. Either way, it is perfectly fine, whatever your body wants to do today, okay? So same thing, monster walks, and go, 5 feet. Almost reminds me of skating at the skating rink. Whoop, lost my towel, there we go. And backwards. Good. Beautiful. Go ahead, kick those to the side for now. We're going to use them a little bit later. All right. So now it is time for core. Great option. If you are not able to get down to the ground, do not panic. I'm going to give you options to utilize that chair we talked about earlier or the wall. We're going to throw in options either way. So first one, crunches, and then we're going to move to sit-ups. With this option, if being on the ground makes you uncomfortable, sitting on the side or the very, very top of your chair and doing a bicycle movement is going to give you the same impact, and it's also going to work your obliques a little bit. So don't panic if you can't get down to the floor, just utilize that chair option we talked about earlier. So crunches, down on the floor. With crunches, we want our back nice and straight. And we're just going to lift our torso up until our shoulder blades aren't on the floor anymore. And then we're going to go back down 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to do 10 of these. Ready? Either option. And 1, 2, 3. Good. Making sure we're breathing. 4, and 10. Beautiful. Now we're going to be coming all the way up off of the ground, making sure we really engage that core on the way up. Option to utilize the chair or to keep going with the crunches. Either way is perfectly acceptable. All right, whichever crunch core variation you want. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Take a breather. Next one we're going to do is spinal balance, typically utilized in yoga and a couple of core workouts. Again, if you're not able to get down on the ground, no panic. We're going to do the same exercise utilizing the chair. So you're going to be able to do that side-to-side movement while seated in a chair. If we are down on the ground, the first set we're going to do is just moving our arms and getting us used to that. Then the next set, we're going to utilize our arms with our legs. Okay? So down on all fours or seated in the chair, either way is perfectly fine. Back nice and straight. We're going to do 30 seconds worth of activity. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be raising our arms up one at a time, making sure that back stays nice and flat the entire time, making sure we're breathing. Okay, so on my mark, ready, and go. 30 seconds. This is a great way to open your chest up and explore what makes up your core. Good, halfway there, keep going. Nice flat back the entire time. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, take a break. Next one we're going to do alternating arms and legs. So if we're going out with our right arm, our left leg is kicking out as well. All right, so 30 seconds, same thing, option to just stick with the arms or to utilize that chair. Ready? And go. Nice flat back. Raising arms up, squeezing as we're coming down. Either way is perfectly good because they both utilize, well, technically all three of them, utilize very, very similar muscle groups. And so no matter what option you choose, you're going to be able to get similar results. Good, 5 more seconds. Beautiful, and done. Next one, we are going to utilize our mountain climbers. Now, mountain climbers might seem a little scary. I'm going to give you a lot of options for this one. Option number 1, utilize the chair. So if we have our chair, we can have our hands down on it and bring our legs in to our arms, just like if we were stepping up a flight of stairs. Option 2, we have a wall. Same thing, you can bring your knees into the wall. Definitely gives you similar results. Option 3, taking it down to the mat, standard mountain climbers. All right, so either way, we got all 3 options you can utilize. Whichever one you feel like your body needs today, that's the one to go with. All right, so 30 seconds worth of mountain climbers, your mountain climbers. Ready? And go, 30 seconds. Just going straight ahead, engaging that core, making sure to not hold the breath. Good, 10 more seconds. Good, and done. Perfect. Now that we've engaged our lower body, our core, now it's time to work on that upper body. So we got, again, a lot of options we're going to utilize right now. First one, we are going to do push-ups on our knees. So standard, push-ups on the knees. Option to utilize the wall. So just taking a little step back and same concept. One a little bit harder, that chair, going down and up with the chair, or you can take it to the mat and go on your knees. Or you can break it out into standard push-ups. Either way, it's gonna give you similar results. All right, so personally, I'm gonna go on my knees. We're gonna do 5 of these. So whichever push-up option you want, go with it today. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Now we're going to do alternating arm planks. So we're going to be engaging that core, arms to the side, and we're going to be crossing our arms onto alternate shoulders, just like this. Not going super fast, but just enough so that you're going to get that core engagement, making sure the shoulders stay back and down, and we're not rotating during it. We're staying nice and stable. Options, utilizing that wall. So being able to do this against the wall and just crossing one on top of the other. Breaking it down into the chair. So same thing with the chair, just going across your body, or doing what I'm going to be doing down on the floor. Either way, we got a lot of options for y'all today. All right, so 30 seconds worth of your alternating arm planks, whichever one you decide to go with. Ready? And go. 30 seconds. This is a great, very low impact way to make sure you're utilizing your core properly, as well as a little bit of upper body work. Good. 8 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. And relax. Perfect. All right. Lat pull downs. Couple different options with these, especially if you're being wary of your shoulders and you're not able to get into a standard lat pull down position. I'm going to show you a couple options. Towel nearby, make sure to grab it. So option number 1, not using anything and just bringing the arms up, squeezing them on the way down. Option 2, that towel overhead, same thing, but we're squeezing it as we're coming down. Option number 3, if we can't get our shoulders up that high, don't panic. We're just going to squeeze our arms back, almost like we're bringing something towards us. It's going to give us similar options, but it's not going to raise that shoulder up to an uncomfortable position. Or option number 4, if you want to get a little bit of a lower body workout at the same time, we're going to do moonflowers. So you can do this. It goes along with a yoga sequence. So bringing the arms up, squeezing, externally rotating the feet a little bit, and going into a squat as we bring the shoulders back down to each other. Okay? So a couple different options that way. Option 1, not using anything. Option 2, utilizing that towel as we come down. Option 3, bringing shoulders back and down, but not going all the way up. Or option 4, moonflowers. So externally rotating those feet, keeping the shoulders back and down. And as we come down, we're squeezing basically our elbows down towards our knees. Okay? So whichever lat pull down you feel like you want to do today, go with that one. All right? Ready? I'm going to do the one with the towel, just in case you're wondering, as well as a little bit of moonflowers. All right, so we got 10 we're going to do. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3. Great way to use your core as well as your upper body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, almost there. 10, beautiful. Last exercise for the day, we're gonna do some dips, which is gonna work the backside of our shoulder near our triceps. If we have problems with our shoulders, again, you're gonna have options right now. So option number one, we're gonna be down on the floor, inverted tabletop, which means our knees are bent and our hips are up towards the ceiling, going down with that dip. Option number two, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, that chair, going on the outside of the chair, same thing, inverted tabletop, going down. If we want little to no pressure on the shoulder, option three, we're gonna have our backs towards the wall, going out about 1, maybe 1.5 feet, going down with it. All right, so we got 3 options to play with today, whichever one you wanna go with, your choice. Personally, I'm gonna do the one on the chair. Okay, your dips, ready, set a 10, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, keep it up, 8, 9, last one, 10, beautiful. Let's get a little bit of stretching, cool down a little bit. If you guys have questions while we're doing this, chat is always going to be open. Our moderator, Jess, is going to be able to read those off for us. All right, so just get a little bit of stretching. We're going to stretch our quads, hamstrings, as well as our piriformis, which is in our hips a little bit, does get a little bit sore as we are sitting for long periods of time. So if we have that chair, we can utilize it for a little bit more support. Gentle quad stretch. So just bringing the foot in towards the hips, holding it for about 30 seconds. Let me get my handy dandy little timer here. Ready? And go. 30 seconds. Stretching it out. Again, nice little quad stretch. We worked out basically our entire body this afternoon. So we want a nice static cool down, which is just holding it for a longer period of time. Good, 10 more seconds, and we're gonna switch over to the other leg. 3, 2, 1, good, stretch it out. Other leg, if we need that chair for support, use it. 30 seconds. As we're finishing up class, if you guys have questions, feel free to use the chat function. If you feel like you want to say it in person, we're going to have about 5 minutes after class. I'm going to open it up, open forum style, and you guys can ask those questions, whatever you want. 3, 2, 1, beautiful, relax. Now we're going to stretch out those hamstrings. Couple options for these ones. Option number 1, laying on the floor and putting the legs up the wall. So just like this. This is a low impact way on how to stretch your hamstrings. Option 2, if we have that chair nearby, just bringing that heel to the chair and leaning forward a little bit. Or option number 3, hinging at the hips, bringing ourselves in towards the ground. All right, so whatever hamstring stretch you want, go with that one. 30 seconds, ready, and go. Dipping ourselves in towards that hamstring stretch. The one against the wall is the lowest impact on the lower back because you're not going down towards the ground and putting pressure on the lower spine. You're actually bringing your legs up towards you in a low impact manner. And it gives you a nice flat back the entire time, greatly reducing the risk of injuring your spine during it. Good, 3, 2, 1, beautiful. Last stretch of the day, we're gonna do a pigeon stretch. So a couple options with this one. Option number 1, down on the ground, figure 4 stretch. That means if I'm using my right leg goes in towards the knee, bringing it in towards the chest. So we can stay here if we feel like we're a little bit tight. If we want to go back with it, bringing the knee in towards the chest, also an option. If we want to be seated, if we're having trouble getting down onto the ground, Sitting in that seat, figure 4. Or if we want a little bit of a challenge, we can balance while we're doing it. So balancing pigeon, going down into that pigeon pose. So whichever one you want to do, we're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. Ready? And go, 30 seconds. Pigeon stretch definitely stretches out your piriformis, basically everything on the back side of your hips. Whenever we are sitting for longer periods of time, those muscles tighten up and can push against that sciatic nerve, which causes that sciatica. It's also called piriformis syndrome. So either way, kind of aggravates those nerves on the back side of your body. This helps stretch them out a little bit. So definitely very, very helpful. Good, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, switch it out. Whichever pigeon stretch you are going with, keep going with that one, or you can change it up if one side is a little bit tighter. All right, 30 seconds with this one. Good, 10 more seconds. Stretching it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and relax. Awesome. I want to thank y'all again for joining me for this session today. Thank you so much for taking the time going through this series with me and learning a little bit more different variations of exercises that definitely can help correct any type of low back pain, as well as keeping you up, happy, and active, especially during times like this. We're going to keep the chat open function open for about 5 more minutes. If anybody has any questions, comments, anything like that, please feel free to let us know how you guys are feeling. Have a great day, a great afternoon, and eventually awesome weekends.